Watching. Are we on?
Yeah.
Everybody watching.
I'm in the right direction. I'm into this ocean. Traveling in slow motion. Paddling with no question.
Hello, hello. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for tuning in to Meet the Shoe. I'm Nina.
And I'm Sade.
And today we are talking about corporations that benefit.
Ooh, corporations that benefit.
Corporations that benefit off of inmates.
Inmate labor.
Inmate
right?
labor.
Oh
yes.
gosh. Oh, it's a lot of them.
Right.
So how far as what corporations did you find out that's using inmate labor, and what do they do?
Okay, well, so let me explain. Okay, so it states that not all companies directly use prison labor, but instead through ALEC, American Legislative, I don't know if I'm saying it right,
That's okay.
Exchange Council. The conservative group has helped produce many of the mandatory minimum laws, right? And so through that and the Three Strike Act, right?
Okay.
They help do that. So they're the original Prison Industry Act, right?
Okay.
Which allows inmate labor to manufacture products and other services, right? So they will have the inmates make their stuff, but when they get home, they can't work for them.
Right.
So that's really, really bad.
Yeah, because
you were good enough to make it for me and help my business profit.
Exactly.
But I'm not good enough to be in front and represent you. But I'm
outside.
good. I'm good enough for you to hide me, right? That I think that should be illegal.
I remember looking back in our industry building. What is it?
Okay,
Party City
corporations. It looks like McDonald's.
Yeah, everybody, because you're making the plastic.
Walmart.
Oh yeah, you're doing something for the company.
Starbucks, Sprint.
So
Verizon. Who is that? Victoria's Secret.
I wonder what they're making for Victoria's Secret. Listen to. I think
Avis.
I know. Oh, Avis. Okay,
Yeah.
I know at the industry building in Shakopee, they were doing the seals around the windows in the car, that black rubber part. They were doing that, soldering the extra pieces off that.
Okay.
And then the other side was Party City? Balloon folding. So
Really?
they fold all the balloons really nice and put them insert them into the packages to be sold. So they did a lot of that for Party City.
That's some real labor.
It
and
is.
Intense, right? I know that in federal prison, everybody wanted to work Unicore, right? My mom said no. I didn't have to. Unicore would be where people will work Unicore so that when they get out, they would have like thousands of dollars, because Unicore will pay you up to $1.20. Right. Sometimes you get that overtime, you would get almost $2, maybe $2 and some change an hour. Well, if you're in prison and you've been in prison since the 80s, imagine how much money you've got, because you're not walking around there trying to stun on nobody.
Right.
You don't have no bills. You don't have anything. So just imagine you go to prison and you can make $2 an hour. It seems really unfair, and it is.
Right.
And it seems so cheap. But if you get $2 an hour, and they would sometimes, during Christmas holidays and during the Black Friday time, they would get those 14 to 16 hours in. They would let them.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Because the prison, they contract those people.
Right.
And they say, okay, you give us $7, $8 an hour,
right,
for each inmate, and in turn they pay the inmate no more than $2, $1 an hour.
Okay.
So the prison is really getting $5, $6 an hour in their pocket.
Yeah, so the prison is like a temp service. You know how you go to the temp agency?
Exactly. With no insurance.
Yes.
You get no insurance, nothing.
Nothing. You go to the temp agency, it's a wrap. You can go there, you will get paid, but anything that you do, you ain't getting compensated for it. But here lately, I've noticed that if you work the temp agency, you still can get unemployment.
Oh,
that's a
really?
benefit.
Okay, okay.
So you do now. This is just of the
but
later
yeah,
years.
because of the unemployment, because the payroll, they have to pay into unemployment temp agencies and Social Security and stuff. So you're still paying that. So they will give it to you. But one thing, far as when a person get out of prison, Walmart nor Target will hire a felon.
No.
Someone that got out of prison.
No.
But they're good enough to work behind the. Oh yeah.
And Amazon.
Yes.
Amazon will not hire you if you're a felon, but they'll let you smoke weed now.
Huh?
Yeah. Did you notice that they said that he said that he will not stop you from working from him if you have a dirty UA from marijuana?
But you know what? Most companies, they have that drug act when you sign it and working for them. If you get a dirty UA of any kind, no matter what drug it is, they have to send you to treatment at least once or twice.
Okay.
Yeah. So they don't fire you right off.
But it used to be illegal. If you go in to do an application and you have think of how many people ask to use your P, right? And they use your P to get the job. So if I'm using your P to get the job, how is it that I can't? Why? If I can fake like I'm not a drug user, and you find out later from me having a dirty UA, right? How come I can't be a felon working for you either? I might be a felon that don't have
no kind of drug issue or anything. You might, yeah. That's the sucky part of it. Another thing, Mike Lindahl. Okay. Now he will hire a felon.
Oh.
And
what all does he own?
He owns the My Pillow company. So he has a couple places in the prison. He has his pillows. A lot of prisoners make his pillows as well. Okay. I don't know what part or what in form of what they're making, if they're sewing the pillow or stuffing it. You got different phases of the pillow,
right?
But once those people are released and they have that on their resume from coming out of prison, he will hire them. So that's one good thing he has done for Minnesota. He hires felons.
Now, American Express, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Allstate, Geico, Exxon Mobil Corporation, BP, Johnson & Johnson, Sara Lee Corporation, Procter & Gamble, AT&T, Verizon. All these are Quaker Oats, Microsoft. All of these are people that benefit from prison labor, inmate labor.
And I can see that. I know far as the banks, I remember some of the inmates doing the data entry.
Right.
Part of it at night, 5 to 9. You work the 5 to 9 shift, do the data entry for the banks, but then you can't get out and work for those banks.
Right. See, and I think that by you not being able to get out and not work for them is a really, really, really disrespectful.
And it's depressing.
It's like here, okay, it says Unicorn. When I had mentioned before that Unicorn is in federal prison, right? So most of them get pennies, and at most they get $1.15. Remember I said, but if it's overtime, they treat it like a job. You can get up to $3. You get like $2 something. Remember I was saying you get like around $2 now. That's only during this time though, just the one time a year. Or if you're meeting a demand of Unicorn is usually was gloves, right? They was making gloves, and they were making jackets, real nice jackets. So if there was a demand for the jacket, usually ski jacket, if it's the ski season and it's a high demand from the stores want this particular jacket or these gloves, then they would offer overtime. Well, the company is gonna pay the inmate maybe $10 an hour. They take you all the way down to $1, right? Or they say, okay, well, come on in and get this overtime. We'll give you $2. Well, they're making $8 an hour off of each inmate,
and they're giving them $2.
So it's just a
monopoly
cycle and a system that temp agencies use as well. Somebody's pimping somewhere, right?
Okay, somebody gaining some money off somebody. Yeah, and it's true. I mean, oh my God, you just imagine you working 15 cents,
Right.
10 cents an hour,
right?
Sometime when you first going
Well,
into
no.
industry.
Now it's the 12 cent, right? They can't give you under 12 cents.
Oh, really?
Right?
Oh,
Yeah, they put a minimum.
whoop-de-doo.
They put a minimum wage, y'all,
Minimum.
on prison fee for you.
$12 an hour.
No, 12
cents an hour. 12 cents. Imagine making 12 cents.
No, I can't even imagine.
Can't even live
Never.
off that. And then the bad part, what's another thing, how they monopolize all that money you make it in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna buy that Tide, the smallest Tide, I think probably 8 ounce or so, about $10.
Yeah,
and it usually costs $2 at the or $1. You go to the dollar store and get it for $1.
Right. It's
but
gonna be under
$10
It's gonna be under $5. Know that, and then they're gonna upsell you double, always double, sometimes triple in prison. But outside of the things that we've covered with the people that support the prison system and want to keep people in prison by allowing their businesses to be ran out of the,
penal
giving
system.
people cheap labor, paying them so cheap, pennies to the dollar for their business. Outside of that, on this Thanksgiving, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful to be alive and able to be around friends and family that love me unconditionally. I'm grateful for just life, period. Being able to use all my faculties. My mind.
Okay.
My health is okay. I mean, it's a blessing to wake up every day.
Okay.
What you think?
When you was in prison, what was it that you what for Thanksgiving happened to you in prison? Can you remember anything that happened, good or bad?
Well, my first year, I didn't have any visits my first year because my kids was living out of state.
Okay, where did they live?
In Illinois.
Okay.
So with their grandparents, and then my oldest, he was with his father. So, and then I didn't want any visits because I was in a bad space.
Okay. So
I didn't mind it. I just stuck to myself, went to work, went to school, and that was pretty much it.
My first prison experience for Thanksgiving, when I was in Texas, right?
Okay.
My first Thanksgiving in prison, I was at in custody in Minnesota, right? But I was in custody. So that one was okay because they allowed us to make food in the kitchen. They allowed us to pick what we wanted. They had trustees in the kitchen, and then they let some of the inmates help. And so we had a really good mac and cheese, yams,
so they made everything from scratch.
Everything from scratch, right? But that was in the halfway house, right? I just was in custody. Now I would say my second year in, but my first year in prison, right? I was in Texas, Carswell, Texas, and at Carswell. And so that was a real weird experience because I had a roommate that I knew for 2 months.
Okay.
And her husband was cheating, pen paling. Her husband was pen paling someone else
in the same facility,
in the same prison as us, in the same unit as his wife.
Oh my goodness!
The wife was my roommate. The girl I was cool with her. She was okay. She lived downstairs from us in the dorm 2 where I was. And so long story short, the wife had a friend.
Okay.
The friend had a husband. So that friend's husband told his wife, such and such, whatever the girl's name was, is writing my boy, and which is your homegirl's, husband,
right?
Write my boy and send him naked pictures.
Oh.
So somebody in the prison got one of the phones or something from the guard. She took the naked pictures and she got them printed off. And she
so you mean to tell me the guard gave a phone and let an inmate take naked pictures or half naked nude pictures, and he
I don't think it was a man guard. It was a woman guard because we're in a woman prison. Right?
Oh, so you guys did have male guards?
Yeah, we did. But I think that she was cool. I remember her being cool with one of the women guards, right? And she took the naked, sexy pictures or whatever and sent it to the lady's husband. So what my roommate didn't tell me about it. My roommate just went down to the girl's room and was like, which her homegirl lived in another unit, for one. Let's start there. But the girl that was messing with her husband lived in our unit, right? So her homegirl would come and meet her every day at the door, you know, for them to go to lunch together, work out together, whatever. Okay. So her homegirl already told her about the situation. Now, when it's mail call, you always get your mail the day before. It's never the day of. Right. Right? So she was waiting on this letter in particular. How she figured out if the girl was lying or not from this letter, I don't know. She never said. But I seen her, the officer call her name. And then I seen the officer call the girl's name. So the girl was a little younger girl, but she went down to her room. But I see my roommate watching her, right? Like I said, I only knew my roommate, her last name was Johnson. I forget her name, but she was only my roommate for 2 months. She went and she went to her room. And she's watching the girl. Then she leaves out and goes down to the girl's room. So I'm just, like I said, I'm watching her. And then that's when she stopped and she said, "What you doing, roommate?" And just talking to me. Because I always crocheted and knitted. So I was in the middle of the floor just at the table just doing that and watching them. You know, watching them. So when I see her go to the door, I can't hear what she's saying. But then I heard her say, and like do it, and she was like, "And why you?" And like you could see her head move and say, you know, whatever she was asking her. So the girl was kind of getting, you know, jazzy with her, right? So the roommate walked off. I seen her go up to the room and change her shoes. When I saw her do that, nobody else is watching her though. I'm watching her because this isn't her. She's out of her body, right? So then the lieutenant, the officer, is in the office. So we go eat, and then we come back, right? When we come back from eating, I could see my roommate was on the phone because I walked past her. And when I walked past her, I like rub her back. You know, like, you okay? She's like, shake her head, yeah. But she's like, got an attitude, so I leave her alone. I keep it moving. So I'm just like watching her. So I'm waiting for her to get off the phone because I could see her from the room, you know. I'm watching her. And then so I see her come from around, you know, from off the phone. And I see her, like, you know, kind of make her way over to, you know, because it's commotion. It's after eating, everybody laughing, talking, joking, whatever. We in a unit. Pretty loud. It's cold outside. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Right. You can, after lunch, go to the gym or whatever until 8 or 9 at night. But wasn't none of that because it's cold. Nobody's going, right? And then it's Texas cold. So it's like a cold. It's not like no snow or nothing, but it's just cold. Real, chill. Like a chill. Yeah. So we're... She goes to the girl's door. She says whatever she says to her. By this time, I'm being nosy, but I'm upstairs in my room, right? I make it back up because once I seen, you know, that she was like moving around, I go up to the room. So I get up to the room. I could see right into the room while they're fighting, right? They start fighting. So everybody's like, stop. You know, trying to be quiet. Right. So the police don't see, but they get to fighting. They're going back and forth on the bed, on each bed, because there's 2 beds in the cubicle. So they're going back and forth, and they fighting. Then it's like a crowd of people trying to break them up. So I'm just watching. Right? Nobody's jumping anybody. Right. You don't need my help. So I'm just looking. And so then the police come. Just him by himself. He's yelling, telling him to stop, but he ain't going fast enough. Right, he's just taking his mostly on time. Like strolling, yeah, he's strolling. He gets to the door. It's because it's Thanksgiving. Yeah. He wants to go home. It's after 7 o'clock. He probably got off at 9. He did not want to, or 10 or whatever. You know, after the count, he goes home before 11, right? Right. And so, but 3 to 11, yeah. So he gets off at 11 o'clock because he's before the other
night
person
shift.
that come in night shift's gonna come from 11 to 7. But you know, they like pass each other because you gotta end what happened, write down what happened for the day, incidents, right?
Right.
And then the next officer starts on a clean slate because it's overnight, right? So he's mad, he's upset. It's Thanksgiving. He probably want to go home, get that warm plate that been waiting in that microwave.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my goodness! But he gotta write this.
Write the report.
Write this incident.
Oh my gosh, and that gonna take some time.
So then he goes and he cuff up. So they cuff up. I'm just like, so my roommate is yelling, Nina, get my shoes. Don't let none of these bitches steal my shoes. Get my, and she's yelling all this stuff that she wants me to, put up for her.
Right.
Right. So I politely put her stuff up. You know, there was people trying, because hey, it's jail.
Right.
So people try to see, you didn't know her that long. Let me see what she got.
No.
And she tried to beat that little girl up, and she shouldn't have did, it's all the judgmental and stuff. I'm just sitting there looking at everybody in my doorway.
They shut the door.
No, I can't shut no
You can't
door.
shut. Y'all don't have a door to shut. Oh my goodness.
Girl, you ain't at home.
Oh no, we had doors to shut.
Oh,
there
honey,
was doors in Shakopee.
Oh, y'all. Oh, yeah. Y'all was living lavish, I guess. No doors in federal prison, honey.
Oh.
Ain't no door. And you know what? The most that you could do is put a barricade. You know what I'm saying?
So
take your lockers and close the doors to each other, like
right.
They fold out like that and do
so
like that.
That's
but
how easy it is for her to come in and stab or do anything to
anybody can
someone.
come in and kill you, steal from you, do anything to you.
Wow.
That's why it's best not to even first of all, you never want a roommate with somebody that's confrontation, right? But this is Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving that this was going on, and he was upset, and her family, that was the point. Her family was here.
So they came from out of town?
From Oklahoma. Okay. Her family came up, and we're in Texas. So the family came up. She had her kids. She had grandma. She had mom and them.
Oh,
whoever.
Lord. So she done lost her visit.
She lost her whole visit because it's Thanksgiving, right? They didn't let that day. They didn't let them visit on Thanksgiving, right? Or excuse me, earlier they had a visit. I apologize. They had a visit earlier on Thanksgiving Day. Right. They had a visit earlier. That family get to come Friday.
You're right.
They was gonna get to come Friday,
and
Saturday, and Sunday, right? And they switched it to where will usually be on Monday. They let you have a visit, but they switched it for Thanksgiving. They let it be on Thanksgiving, right? So she got to see him, but then the rest of I guess she didn't care.
So how much time did she do in the hole?
30 days.
30 days.
That's what she said.
It was worth it.
She said she didn't fight.
That's what she said.
They both said they didn't fight.
Really?
They said they was playing.
So what?
And
they got a case for horse playing.
And it was everybody else. They might have gotten in trouble for horse playing. I don't know. But she didn't get to be my roommate no more. She was mad. They separated. They let the girl stay in our unit, right? Because it happened in her room. Okay. So the girl fought to get her room back. My roommate was fighting to get back in the room with me because you want to be in a room with somebody cool, and she didn't know me that long. I just knew her 2 months. Right. And she was fighting to get back in my room. They said, nope, you going over here to a whole nother. So she got to be with her best friend. Oh, okay. She didn't want that though.
Right. Oh my gosh.
I'm in a room with somebody that's not clean. Oh. And they don't know how to cook, and it was a bunch of complaints. But it's like I chose to tell the story also. I'm glad that I got reminded of it because we sit so many times and stress about things that we don't have. Right. We complain, right? You should not complain about nothing. You always got to find a solution to it. Of course, you're going to complain. I'm saying complain about nothing. I'm being a hypocrite. But my point of it being thankful for Thanksgiving, it being Thanksgiving. And, a lot of people don't celebrate it. They have their reasons of why. I'm just saying if this is the day that Americans use this day as to say, okay, thankful. I'm going to say for me, what I'm thankful for, being in that situation. She so easily, her life changed in a matter of minutes off of an instinct of a letter that your husband, that neither one of you can touch. I mean, yes, she should have cussed him out real good. Yeah. Maybe not send him no mail for, I don't know, 60 to 90 days. But to actually get into a physical altercation
that
off of you should
was
have been asking
unnecessary.
him, how did she know to send you a letter?
Right.
When did you know her and how?
Exactly.
Why is she making herself to get in trouble to send you? Are you sending her some money? How are you taking care of her? Because nobody's gonna just go and risk themselves to take pictures of themselves in jail to send to another jail. Nobody's doing that, right? Nobody's doing that. If you're doing that, you got some history.
Okay.
You know, you got some history.
Yeah.
So, I want to say that she found out that they did, right? That they did have some history, and that she is someone that he cheated on her with, but she never knew that. She didn't find all of this out until she
later.
went to jail, right? And that's why they say you don't never have to go looking for nothing.
It's gonna come right in your
right
lap
to the door.
Yeah,
it's gonna come right to the door.
It sure will.
So I am thankful for, of course, breathing, being able to eat, independence, right?
Yes,
right. I'm very grateful for and thankful for independence. I'm also thankful for just having a sane mind.
Yeah.
A sanity, right? Sanity.
Yes.
There's nothing more better on this earth than to be in the right state of mind, right?
Yes.
Also to have every single bit of limbs. But as the COVID is, a sense of smell, a sense of taste.
Yes.
We so much take that for granted, right? And I'm also thankful for the ideas, right? That we put a podcast together and we have been consistent for 2 years. We have learned that consistency is the only way that this will grow and stay, right?
Yeah.
I'm very grateful that we've been consistent.
Yeah, it is.
If we ain't been consistent with nothing else, we've been
consistent with this.
Yes, we have. And we are so thankful.
Yes.
What are you looking forward for the podcast? You got to put the prediction in right now on Thanksgiving 2021. What are you expecting for us to be, for the podcast to be Thanksgiving of 2022?
Oh gosh, we should be I know episode probably 100 and something. Probably about 130, maybe 120, 125.
No.
And then
no, we're at 55.
We're at 55 today.
Right. So we should be at 255.
Hopefully.
I mean, I'm just saying.
What I expect is a lot of followers, people, following us.
More subscribers.
More subscribers.
Okay.
Definitely more subscribers.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just gonna be grateful for just what else? Everything. Today was the day. Oh my God, it's the 1 year anniversary of my grandmother passing. So when you talk about faculties being in your right mind, because when she left, she wasn't in her right mind because of dementia.
Okay.
So, and I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, I don't never want to
be sane.
Yes,
right?
Be sane. And
grateful for being
right.
sane. Yes, yes.
So that's a blessing. So
yes, to think on your feet, because you good at that.
Girl, continue to think on my feet. But she did very well. She was 88.
Okay.
So
and she
kudos.
Was beautiful.
Yeah, she was a sweet part. Yes, sweetie pie.
Yes.
So love you, Grandma. R.I.P. So next, what else? We got the Christmas program.
Yes, Christmas program. So, Christmas of the incarcerated, right? We are taking donations. We are taking up to 20 to 30 families, right?
Yes.
Some people are donating to a full family.
Full family, yes.
We are taking cash donations because we don't have a building yet. We will be blessed with one within the next year. We don't have a building yet, so we don't have anywhere to storage, right?
Right.
Toys or gifts. What we're doing is we're asking the parents of the person that's incarcerated, whether it's mom, dad, or grandparent, or auntie, uncle,
whoever's being a guardian,
and we're asking them to fill out the application to state the age of the child or children, and asking them what gift do they want to pick for up to $50, right?
Right.
Now, if we were to get enough donations, we will cut it off like December 5th.
Okay.
And then we will get their gifts maybe December 10th. because we're having our event on
the December 18th at 1:30.
Right. So we can take donations up to December 10th and then give them their gift on December 18th.
And we will give everybody the location of where that applied. The location where they can pick the gifts up. So we're going to have a nice little party.
Right. Party for the kids. Yes. And we're still we have a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And we have a PayPal. And the
Cash App.
And the Cash App, yes. And it goes straight to the account. It's not our personal account.
Right.
It's our business account. And that's what we're donating to 20 to 30 families. So if you have anybody out there, you have until December the 10th to get the application in. You can send us an email at meettheshu2019@gmail.com. The information will be in the description below. Just state that you want an application for the Christmas of the Incarcerated, and we will be sure to get the child or children that's affected by incarceration something. That's a gift from Meet the Shoe.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. And happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
I'm in the right direction. I'm into this ocean.